What if the bones of giants taller than any man alive today were not just legend, but real? And what if the church knew all along? Centuries of whispers tell of ancient colossi buried beneath cathedrals, sealed away in crypts, or spirited into Vatican vaults. They say monks burned the scrolls. The popes ordered silence. That entire village vanished after digging too deep. What if the greatest cover-up in human history isn't about gods or gold but giants? The year is 1217. Deep in the hills of northern France, a group of Benedictine monks unearthed something while restoring an old Roman chapel. Massive bones, fused into stone, and an obsidian tablet etched with a language no scholar can read. Word spreads. Whispers reach Rome. By the time papal emissaries arrive, the relics are gone. So are the monks. Their monastery burned. No bodies recovered. In a hidden Vatican codex, catalogued only as manuscript obscurum 432, one phrase appears over and over again: Gigantum asinam revelare. The bones of the giants must not be revealed. But why? Were these just mythical tall tales? Or is something far older and far more terrifying being buried beneath official history? In 1851, in Castel, now France, ecologist named Georges Bachet de la Pouge claimed to have discovered an enormous human femur, almost twice the size of a modern man's. He sent it to the University of Montpellier, where it was quietly archived and never seen again. Then, in 1912, a strange manuscript surfaced in an Austrian monastery library during a restoration effort, titled Libricis Magnus, the Great Book of Giants. The text describes a race of pre-Adamic beings who walked the earth before the flood. Creatures so tall, their shadows fell across entire villages. When the Vatican requested access to authenticate the manuscript, it was lost in a fire 3 weeks later. The only surviving page, smuggled by a librarian, shows a crude illustration of a robed figure standing before what appears to be a skeleton 15 feet tall. The librarian vanished. His family claims he was silenced. According to early apocryphal texts banned by the church, like the Book of Enoch, Jubilees, and the Book of Giants, discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls, giants were real. Not just real, but central to the ancient world. These beings, the Nephilim, were said to be the offspring of angels and human women's monstrous hybrids that ruled ancient cities and corrupted mankind. They were wiped out in a great flood, but their bones remained. Buried beneath sacred sites, watched over by secret orders, sworn to guard the truth. One such order, the Custodes Senati, is mentioned in a 13th century Templar diary uncovered in Portugal. The diary warns of a great skeleton found beneath Solomon's temple and a pact sworn in blood that none shall speak of it again. Strangely, that diary was confiscated during an Inquisition raid in 1312. Only fragments survive, but every line pulses with dread prophecies of giants awakening, of humanity being judged by forgotten gods. A code embedded in the margins. Decoded in 1997. It reads, "The church fears not their bones, but their return." Mainstream historians dismiss these tales as fantasy, pointing to lack of verified evidence. But how can evidence surface when it vanishes the moment it's found? Dozens of 19th and early 20th century newspaper clippings, many from the New York Times, report giant skeletons uncovered in the American Midwest. 7 feet, 9 feet, even 12 feet tall. Each report ends the same way: artifacts seized, sites closed, remains sent to the Smithsonian, never seen again. And yet, in 2015, leaked internal emails from a Vatican archive revealed discussions about non-human primate anomalies buried in medieval ossuaries. When researchers requested access under the 1929 Lateran Treaty denied. Today, the Vatican's secret archives hold over 50 miles of shelving. That's 50 miles of forbidden knowledge locked behind stone, guarded by time, sealed from the world. To ask yourself, What don't they want us to see? So, what if it's all true? What if beneath Notre Dame, beneath Canterbury, beneath the Vatican itself lie the bones of giants? What if early church fathers knew the truth, feared it, and buried it literally and metaphorically? Not because it was a myth, but because it was power. Because a world where giants once ruled is a world that doesn't fit the tidy timelines of Genesis or Darwin. It forces us to rewrite everything. As one apocalyptic line from the Book of Giants warns, when the sleepers rise, the skies shall crack, and mankind shall remember fear. The past is not dead. It was hidden. They say truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes truth is stranger because it was never allowed to be fiction. Could history have been rewritten by torchlight and decree if the bones of ancient giants were hidden once? Could it happen again? Subscribe, because truth, no matter how buried, always finds its voice. And remember, giants may not be gone, they're waiting.